So if I was to start all over again and I had $100 in my bank account and I needed to close my first N99 client, this video is exactly how I'd be going about doing this. And just so you guys are aware, I've actually used this exact strategy when I started to close my first $60,000 in this industry. We're gonna be talking about what that platform is, how to build a profile on it, how to find leads, and of course, once you find those leads, how you can close these people on sales calls. Now, beyond that, I wanna talk about literally the number one mistake that I see almost every beginner make, which I've personally made, costing me a year of my life. For a lot of people, it costs them a decade. So if you know what to look out for, then hopefully you can bypass years of trial and error. Now, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Jono, and this exact strategy we're talking about today landed my first $60,000 in deals. It took me about 10 months to do, working 3 hours a day. And I'm now teaching hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in my school community how to do the exact same thing. And these skills also allow me to scale up to 2 7-figure businesses, one of which I previously sold. Now, let's get into the problem here, which is the universal problem that literally every single person encounters when they first start off creating business or freelancing, and that is lead generation. I don't think I've ever met in the thousands of business owners one person that says, Jono, I just have a problem. I'm generating way too many leads right now. It's overwhelming, such a bad thing. That just never happens, because the reality is if you had too many leads, you just hire people to close more deals, fulfill it, and you'd be making way more money than you currently are. Now, there's a lot of different mediums where you can acquire customers. Let's talk about the ones that you probably should avoid, in my opinion, when you get started, and then let's hone in on the one that actually matters. So the bottom line is that you're gonna pay for leads, and you're gonna do that through time or money. So when we talk about money, let's take Google Ads, for example. The one thing that most people won't tell you with Google Ads is that in order for you to set up a successful Google Ads campaign, you're probably gonna have to blow like $5,000 just to learn all of the mistakes, all of the errors, and tweak everything in your ad campaigns and landing pages before you actually start seeing a return on investment, if you're lucky. And then on the flip side, we have like SEO and social media, and these kind of, these kind of lead generation sources, they can take years, and you could be shouting into the void, making blog posts without anyone ever even landing on your page, and you generating no leads. And so if you're good at it, it could take you a year, could take you 2. If you're bad at it, could take you a decade, and you're still not going to get anywhere. But there is one strategy that I really, really like, and that is Upwork. And the reason I like Upwork is because you don't need to spend 2 years. It takes literally 30 minutes to create a profile. And you also don't need to spend thousands of dollars in trial and error on Google Ads, or you don't have to spend a ton of time, like for cold email, for example, developing a specialized skill set where you're gonna have to spend a disproportionate amount of time, potentially, at least for the majority of people, learning exactly how to acquire customers through that platform. With Upwork, you just get started, and that's it. And by the way, I'm not affiliated with Upwork by any means whatsoever, and I'm making no money off of referring people over to that platform. I'm just referring to Upwork here because I genuinely think it's probably the easiest way to get started, and it helped me a lot when I was in a difficult spot in my career trying to figure out how to best proceed. Now, let's talk about why Upwork is so powerful. Because first of all, you don't need a brand. Like, you don't need 100,000 people on social media to be able to close clients. You just don't need that. You also don't need a ton of time. You can create a profile in like 30 minutes, maybe optimize it in a couple hours. You don't need $50,000 in your bank account to run Google ad campaigns and split test everything and make sure you have a winning campaign. You also don't need technical skills. Like, you don't need to learn about Google Ads or learn about SEO or cold emails. None of that stuff matters, because they are going to deliver literally 4,000 jobs on your plate the moment you sign up. If you search for AI automation, there's literally 4,000 people that are begging for help on this platform at any given time. You don't need a technical skill in order to just message these people. And the best part about Upwork that I actually think is the most understated value add that it provides is 3 things. Number 1 is that when you're dealing with people on Upwork, the clients you're dealing with, they already know that they have a problem. So they're problem aware. They're like, I have an issue with my business and something's not working the way I want it to work. Number two is that they're solution aware. They actually know that they need a solution. And so they're actively searching for that solution. And number three is that they have a budget. You're not trying to negotiate with somebody that potentially doesn't want to spend any money. They're already posting a job and they have a budget on that job. So you know exactly what they're willing to spend by the time you actually reach out to them. The only thing that you have to do is prove to them that you are the best service provider. They shouldn't go with Hank down the street or Tom down the road or whatever. All you have to do is sell yourself. And if you do that, you're going to be able to land clients just fine. Now, the $100, this is going to open up a lot of doors for you. In order to message people on Upwork, you have to send something called a proposal. You can think about it like a cover letter, and every proposal costs money. Specifically in the AI automation space, it costs $2.14. So if you have $100 to begin with, you can send out 46 proposals. You literally have 46 shots to make it work, which is very economical in my opinion. Now let's talk about what goes into creating a really high quality profile. And I'm going to give you a lot of tips here. We're going to be moving pretty fast. But the first one is that you have to pick a clear niche. You don't want to be like, hey, I do SEO services. I do N8N services. I also do landscaping services. And, I'll do all these other things for you as well. It's like, just pick one thing and be the best at that one thing. The next thing is that you want to have a non-BS title. So in that BS title, it's not supposed to be flashy or fluff. It's just really in like a glance supposed to tell the person what exactly are you actually doing. If you try and make it fancy or fluffy or whatever, people are just going to move on to the next person. So for example, you might want to put like N8N as the keyword in there, AI automation as a keyword in there, maybe make.com as a keyword in there. Whatever the skill set that you're offering is, it should be very clearly defined in that title. The next thing, which is probably the most underutilized thing that I really don't see a lot of people doing, is video introduction. So actually posting a video of yourself talking on your profile. Now, I think a lot of people don't do this because they don't see the value in it, and they also feel like maybe a bit nervous filming on camera. And believe me, if you feel nervous on camera, literally every single person does. I'll actually show a video of my first YouTube video here. I looked horrible. I sounded horrible. I hated everything about that video. And I'm sure you're going to feel the exact same way when you start filming on camera for the first time as well. And that's totally fine. Just take it slow. Do 20, 30, 40, 50 takes, however many times it requires, to be able to put together a good intro video. All you want to do in this intro video is just sell yourself. You're not trying to convince them of the service. You're not trying to tell them, why AI automation is amazing. All you need to do is be friendly, approachable, smile, all of that kind of stuff. And if they like genuinely you as a person, they're going to be like, this is probably somebody that I want to, actually talk to. Moving on from this, the next thing is the bio. So you want to structure your bio in a specific way. So this is where somebody can read all about you. First of all, you want to talk about your social proof. I've been doing this for X amount of years, or I have X amount of projects under my belt, or I've had 20 clients, or I've been featured in this magazine or TechCrunch or whatever. I've worked with Google or Amazon or NVIDIA or whatever the case may be. Any accolades, any awards, anything that can make you stand out, you should put in there. Even if you just watch my YouTube videos and you do 3 of my blueprints, you can be like, hey, I've built 3 projects, or I've built 10 projects, or whatever the case may be. Anything you can put there is going to be amazing. The next thing is results. If you can say results you've had from any past projects, that's awesome. So specifically with results, it's like, I built a cold email system, for example, that was able to generate 30 leads every single month for a client. And so the point of the results is to specifically say to somebody, hey, I've done this in the past, and because I've done this in the past, I can do this for you in the future. The best indicator of future performance is past performance. You want to make sure you have good social proof in there to show that you've done it for other people, and also good results in there showing that you've done exactly what it is they're looking for. And again, if you've never done a project before, you can always just take my blueprints. You can use them for yourself and show the results that it got you. It does not always have to be for a different client. The next thing that you can talk about in your bio is just about you. But I wouldn't ramble too much about myself. I would just talk enough about myself so that they can see the value in hiring me. Because at the end of the day, somebody's on your profile thinking, I should hire this person because I want them to succeed in life. Really, they're there because they want to succeed themselves. And the best way they can do that is by hiring the best talents available. And so you just want to show enough about yourself as to why you'd be the best result for them or best, fit for them. Then you can just talk about any tools that you have, a promise that you'll make to them. Like, for example, I usually say my goal is to get you 6-to-1 ROI and a call to action. And the call to action on your bio is just to set up a call. You're not asking them to marry you. You're not asking them to, it's not an engagement. You're just saying, hey, the first step would be taking a call, seeing if we're the right fit for each other. Now, in terms of pricing on your profile, I would start as low as possible. The goal of Upwork, especially for your first couple projects, is not to become a millionaire overnight. And if you try and maximize the profit, you're just never going to get started in the first place. You're never going to get deals through the door. So what I would recommend doing instead is I would price for social proof, because if you get things like video testimonials, if you get good reviews, if you get badges on Upwork saying 100% job success score, that's going to sell you better than anything else you can do. Because again, the best indicator of future performance is past performance. If you have people shouting from the rooftop saying you would be stupid not to hire this person, people are going to look at that and be like, okay, this is probably a good person to hire, and they're going to be much more inclined to move forward with you. So price for social proof, because social proof is going to, or social capital rather, is going to be a lot more powerful than financial capital, because it'll help you close the next 1,000 deals. Now, the next part of this whole equation on Upwork is applying to jobs. And how you do that is by sending out proposals. Now, each proposal approximately costs like $2.14, so you can send out 46. Now, just as a pro tip, if you guys have more than your $100 investment, I would recommend sending out as many proposals as possible. Specifically, if there's one actionable step that you take from this video, just one thing, it's that you should send out 10 proposals every single day, or 300 a month. Because this is the one defining thing that will separate you from winning and losing. At the end of the day, sales is just a numbers game. If you send out 2 proposals, your chances of succeeding are slim to none. If you send out 300 proposals in a month, I haven't actually heard of somebody doing that and not succeeding on the platform. And I doubt you'd be the first person to tell me that. So I think you'd find great success if you just send out 10 proposals every day. Now, the one goal of sending out these proposals is, of course, to jump on a call with somebody. You're not asking them through the proposal, hey, do you want to get married? Or, hey, do you want to wire $10,000 into my bank account? Literally all you're doing at this point in time is just seeing, let's jump on a call, and maybe we're the right fit for each other. Now, realistically, when you're starting out, the hardest part on Upwork is to get to your first $1,000 earned and 3 5-star reviews. And so I think the easiest way to get there is to apply for the jobs that are least desirable, where there's not a lot of competition. Everyone wants to make $20,000 on an easy job that takes 6 hours to implement, but not everyone wants to spend, 4 hours on a $100 job, because it's not that desirable. However, if I was starting out, I would price myself for social proof rather than financial capital. So I'd be going over after the jobs that are probably the easiest to close, build up my portfolio so that I can command higher prices, so that I can go after the bigger clients and I have the social proof backing me. Now, when you send off these proposals, I wouldn't copy and paste the exact template to every single person. Obviously, you want to customize it to the individual role that you're applying to. And I would just follow a really simple structure. The first is the hook. So you introduce yourself, you say, I'm really interested in whatever the job name is that they posted. So if they said N8N Builder, I'd say, I'm really interested in your N8N Builder job. And I'd have a goal as well. So my goal could be to build out that workflow, and that could be the simplest goal. Now, it's optional, but I also include a video in here just describing generically how I go about helping businesses automate their workflows. Past that, you'll want to add in credibility. So if you have any similar projects that you've built that are close to what they're asking for, definitely talk about that in the proposal as well. And for the call to action, I'd always push for them to jump on a particular call with you to talk about the project, which brings us, of course, to sales calls. So you'll want to schedule a video call, not an actual phone call, because face-to-face is going to increase the conversion rate massively. Now, for the first 5 calls, your goal is not to have a slam dunk and close 5 out of 5 deals. For the first 5, maybe even 10 calls, I just tell people, set your expectations really low. Don't expect to close any deals. The only thing that you should be trying to accomplish in the first 5 to 10 calls is getting 1% better every single time, because that will compound really quickly and you will become an expert in sales in no time. Now, the reason I say this is because I have hired and managed 25 full-time sales reps. And the thing is everyone comes in, they have high expectations. They inevitably don't hit their very high expectations, and then they beat themselves up because they didn't hit it. And it's this vicious cycle. And I just don't want you to have the same thing and get demotivated. Just go into it, low expectations, try and have easy wins, 1% better, learn from your mistakes, don't make the same mistakes again. And also just try and build incredible rapport. If you do that, you're going to be closing deals in no time. Now, just moving on here, the number one mistake that I literally see almost every single person making is getting into this positive feedback loop of just learning way too much. Here's typically how it works. When somebody starts their journey in freelancing or creating a business, and by the way, I'm super guilty of this myself, you get into this rhythm of never feeling like you're truly prepared. And so you learn more. And then what happens is you take that course, you watch another video, or you read a book, and then you still don't feel ready. And so the problem is that the more you learn, it's kind of like a balloon that expands over time. The more that expands, the more you learn, the more surface area you have around the edges, which means that there's more unknowns that you're aware of. And so the more you know, the more you realize, the less you actually know. And so you're stuck in this vicious perpetual cycle of never ending learning. And that's problematic because you just never get started. And so what could easily be like 1 week could turn into a month, could turn into a year, could turn into 10 years, could turn into just never getting started in an entire lifetime. And I have been in that position. I've wasted an entire year of my life doing this. And I see this over and over and over again. And what I'd recommend is just ripping off the Band-Aid, jumping in the deep end. You're going to make every single mistake in the book. Everyone that's ever made anything of themselves has had to rip off the Band-Aid and has had to jump in the deep end and make every single mistake. And that's how you learn and you grow. And it's okay to make those mistakes. And as long as you learn from them, you're going to get to where you eventually want to be. So I'd highly recommend just jumping on Upwork, sending out 10 proposals every single day, and then sending me an email being like, hey, you know what? In a month from now, I closed my first deal, and I'd love to hear that story. That'd be absolutely awesome. That would make my day. And that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and that like button as well. The ones that are currently staring you in the eyes right now, just tempting you to, go ahead and press them. And also take a look at my school community. I just talked about how you shouldn't overlearn. I think that you guys should go to Upwork, try and close your first deal. And also, if you ever hit any road bumps along the way, of course, you can join my school community. Part of the transformation there is like literally how you can find, close, and fulfill deals in literally 30 days or less. And I see so many people, literally every single day, people are posting about their first deal that they've closed or their first $10,000 that they've earned, and so on and so forth. So if you haven't done so already, you can take a look at that. But in the meantime, guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.